After winning a BAFTA for This Is England and making a film funded entirely by Eurostar with Somerstown, director Shane Meadows returns with the music mockumentary Donk Scor-Zay-Zee. Shane's longtime friend and collaborator Paddy Considine stars as rock roadie Donk, gamely trying to hit the big time at last with his rap protege Scor-Zay-Zee. In a moment, Shane and Paddy will be in the studio to tell us more, but first, here's a taste of life on the fringes of the Midlands music scene.
You were very monstrous at one point.
Yeah, well, that was when, you know,
Yeah.
I lost it on the bud and that.
You lost it on the bud.
Yeah.
Induced paranoia.
Yeah.
It's all right, yeah.
But, you know, new pastures and...
What does it say on your hat? I just saw
Brand
some
new
writing
pastures.
there.
Oh, yeah, kids need hugs, not drugs.
Can you bring it into the camera?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that something you've come up with, or...?
Yeah, it's my motif.
yeah, I mean, it's good for the media to
It's
see,
good for
you
the
know,
kids,
like-
and all.
Shane, Paddy, thank you very much for joining me here in the studio. It's exciting to have you here. I know you don't necessarily have to respond. Shane, making a film in 5 days sounds like just a ludicrous amount of pressure to heap into, or do you like it that way?
I love it that way, yeah. The first film that I made, it wasn't quite a full feature length, a film called Small Time, I made back in the mid-90s, and I did that in 5 days. It was completely down to the fact that that was all the money that we had. We had a few £1,000s, and so having spent the last sort of decade taking a year, 2 years to make a film, 9 months to edit, This Is England, I just kind of got to the point, and I think Paddy had got to the point of working on bigger stuff where we'd almost lost that. And this character of Donk has been around. I mean, Paddy's been doing this character since we made a band together when we were about 17, and we started coming across all these shysters in the music game, and they would turn up and say they'd got contacts at EMI, or someone would say, I've just come back roadieing for the Black Crows, whereas they'd actually been with Dumpy's Rusty Nuts in Walsall.
Now there's a reference point I haven't heard for a long while. Dumpy's Rusty Nuts. They were an actual band, of course. Yeah. So the character's been around for a while. Did you have to change? Have you made changes in the character, bearing in mind that obviously the music industry has changed a lot in these past 17 or 20 years?
He hasn't changed a great deal, really. We just always struggled to find something to do with him, because we do these little short films, but we couldn't take it any further. And like Shane was saying, you work on films, and there's a lot of waiting around, and there's a lot of restrictions, and I think it was good for both of us just to know that we could go back to that territory, that we hadn't got so far away from it that we couldn't just go back in, and I could put the wig and the hat on and Shane could just press the button and we could just go and, create something.
So the wig and the hat has been in your possession for a while, has it?
For a long time, yeah. Yeah, for years. About 10 years or more, Donk's been around.
I'm looking forward to seeing it hanging over someone's table at Planet Hollywood at some stage. Shane, it started off, obviously, as a small project. But then, and you see this in the title sequence in the movie, you have the Arctic Monkeys turning up in it as well. So were they keen to work with you, or was it something that you already had penciled in? How does that happen?
Because they're from Sheffield, and Warp Films, who I sort of made the film with, are from Sheffield. Warp Films have been making their pop videos for a while, and so I got this call, would you be interested in maybe doing a tour video? And I said, well, me and Paddy are both at this point where we'd love to do something low maintenance. Could we get maybe some backstage passes, and we'll just turn up, because I heard Amy Winehouse was playing there, and I was thinking maybe get Donk up there, trying to get in Amy's caravan, and just sort of as a bit of a chance for us to have a laugh. And so we got this backstage pass, and what completely changed the film was we did some auditions for Donk to have a lodger before he left and went off, and the guy that turned up for the audition was a rapper. And it was a rapper I'd heard of from Nottingham who sort of retired from rapping because he never made it. And so me and Paddy both said, well, this is kind of a music-based festival that we're going to. Maybe we should just tag him along as your straight man.
So initially the project was just you and Paddy doing the Donk character, and then Scor-Zay-Zee was a happy accident.
Yeah, there was no... I mean, what people need to sort of know about this film is that every line that's kind of in there is as close to a documentary as you can get. We didn't write a single story idea down, so a lot of the film was like this happy accident, and I think that comes across in the final piece.
Well, it must have been a joy, though, when those things happen, when you stumble upon a moment like that, because you can't really plan it, but you need it for the film, of course.
Yeah, that's part of the enjoyment of making it, is not knowing where you're going and not having those restrictions. But it's stressful in a way, making it up as you go along, but it is liberating, because accidents can happen.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yo. Just me first. 1 2 1 2. Calm down, Deirdre. 1 2 1 2. Calm down, Deirdre. 1 2 1 2. Calm down, Jared. 1 2 1 2. Are you good?
Now, you've put some of your own money in this as well, is that right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've seen the film The Producers, but in that film he says there are 2 golden rules in showbiz. Never put your own money into the production and never put your own money into the production. So this is a kind of a big risk you're taking, yeah. Does that put extra pressure on you, or is that in a way liberating?
God, I think from my point of view, the hilarious thing that's changed is now I'm paying for my own train tickets everywhere. I'm sort of like, now if I pre-book this like 7 months in advance, I can get this for a penny. And when it's been with, I finally realise now why I never get any money off my other films, because we've spent so much getting to the release.
Yeah.
You hear so many people saying this film cost 100 grand, and you know like 700,000's been spent on publicity. So at every stage we've sort of done it ourselves, we're releasing it ourselves.
This is like a bold new step in credit crunch filmmaking.
Yeah, and it kind of wasn't meant to be like that, but with everything that's happened since we shot it, you know, it's kind of, and the thing from my point of view as a director is, I now know if I was 21 years old again trying to make films now, that you wouldn't get it going. I wouldn't be able to make 24/7, or I'd have to make it for next to nothing. So 5 Day Features is kind of something that myself and the guy that produced Le Donk, we want to get kids to make them. We want to try and raise money to get other people to make films in 5 days, because when I was young, the thought of shooting a film for 10, 12 weeks just seemed so daunting.
Yeah.
Whereas anyone can think, well, I'm going to make a film in 5 days, I can do that.
It came up with an idea and have some fun doing it as well.
Yeah,
I
completely.
don't think as well, if we'd have gone to anybody with the idea of Le Donk, they'd have given us any money to make it anyway, really.
Well, not in the way you did, certainly.
Yeah,
Not
like
knowing
you
where
did,
you're
yeah.
going.
No idea, no cast.
It's great having you both in. I'm a
for
fan,
having
so
us.
thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you.
Good luck with Le Donk and Scor-Zay-Zee.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how it was spelt for a minute there, and that's what's confusing me, because there's about 18 extra vowels in there. But good luck with that, and good luck with the 5 Day film project. It's an exciting thing.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Cheers.
She was like, oh, she skipped off up the stairs and come down with a nice dress on, you know, and a pair of earrings and that.
Yeah.
I said, get in that chariot. I said, it awaits you, my darling. And she got with driving along. She goes, where are we going then? I says, Burning.